Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Carol Olson Day of the New York Times, and I'm delighted to welcome you to this exciting TimesTalks. We're here live at the Times Center in New York, and we're live around the world on the web. This is the third of 4 special conversations taking place today, celebrating the 5th annual New York City Wine and Food Festival, benefiting the Food Bank of New York City and Share Our Strength, and of which we're proud to be a sponsor. Today's guest is a true tour de force, the doyenne of Southern cooking, the author of 14 cookbooks that have sold more than 8 million copies, the Emmy Award-winning host of 2 popular Food Network shows, a rare culinary and entrepreneurial success story, and one of the most fun people in the kitchen or anywhere ever. You'll meet her in just a minute, but first I'm delighted to introduce our interviewer. She joined the Times in 2004 from the San Francisco Chronicle, where she was nominated for a Pulitzer Prize, not once, but twice. Her enterprising reporting continued at the Times as food reporter for the dining section. In 2010, the Times appointed her to the important post of Atlanta bureau chief, where she's been covering social, economic, and political issues in the region. She's won 4 James Beard Awards for food writing, and in 2010, she wrote her fascinating and moving memoir, Spoon-Fed: How 8 Cooks Saved My Life. After the discussion today, she will join her co-author, Julia Moskin, to sign their new book, Cook Fight: 2 Cooks, 12 Challenges, 125 Recipes, an epic battle for kitchen domination. It's based on their article in the Times where they were challenged to create a dinner party for 6 on a budget of $50. Please join me in welcoming Kim Severson and our very special guest, Paula Deen.
Thank y'all.
You want to sit down?
Thank y'all. Thank y'all. Thank y'all. They're the best.
Look at that.
They're the best. Y'all are the best.
I think-
Y'all, this is Lulu.
Lulu just peed on my trousers backstage, so that was fun.
Did she really?
No, she did, but I think she did pee in the hall. I didn't want to say
Oh,
that, but
no.
you can explain to Arthur Sulzberger why there's pee stains in his lobby.
Well,
All right.
it could have been me because my bladder is shot.
All right, moving right along. There we go.
thank
Anyway, well, we're very glad to have you here, so
What is
thank
this?
you.
Oh, that's the leash.
And Lulu's your newest addition. Otis, your other beloved dog, passed in
Yes.
July.
Yes, the dog that literally changed my life, y'all. Otis ran away from me one day. He was very adventurous. And he wanted to know what was on the other side of this big wall. And he knew something good was around there, Kim. He went and found us a daddy.
Excuse me?
Michael was on the other side
Really?
of that big wall.
Did he really?
Yes.
You got your dog to go find you a husband?
Yes.
That's impressive.
Yes, I can't wait to see what Lulu finds.
Nice, nice. Well,
But listen, Michael had a stern talking to Otis. He said, no more running, buddy. No
Smart
more
man.
running, no more neighbors.
yeah. So Michael's here now. I think last time
Michael's
you were...
right over there, the
Where are
one
you,
that
Michael?
looks like Santa Claus.
Hey, Michael. There he is. And I think last time you were here, you all did you get your gambling in yet this trip? I know you like to gamble.
You
though.
know, I did. I'm a slut. Yes, I went to Yonkers.
Did you? Did you make any money? How'd you do?
Yes, I did.
Okay. Well, you don't need money though, do you?
Well, to me, I do because they don't let me have any money. You know, they don't let me see
No
it.
pocket money? Nothing? You don't have a
Whatever is in my purse is all the money I have in the world.
Really?
You know, isn't that weird?
Yeah, yeah,
But that's the way I feel.
yeah.
So I got to have me a little cash
Well,
in my
you
purse.
came from, I mean, you're somebody who came from no money, right?
No money.
So-
That you're exactly right. I had $200 when I started our little business out of our home called the Bag Lady.
Right.
And
you
I
had
these
two boys.
two precious children, two precious sons. They were probably 19 and 21 at the time, y'all. And it didn't have a lot of focus to them. You know, they weren't eating up with a certain thing that they wanted to do. So I pimped them out on the street with my food.
Go for that. That's good. That's good. But so when
Them fighting all the way, honey. They didn't want to do that, but
well, when you're in a situation like that, so you didn't have any money. So now, even though obviously, and we were just talking 8 million books and TV shows, and you know, and now I understand you're having a furniture line coming out.
oh no, I've had my furniture line
All
for
right.
3
Your
or 4
food,
years.
a food line.
I've got a line of food that
Right.
will be coming out the first quarter that I am so excited. It's like, I feel like it's never going to get here because, y'all, it's so good. It has nothing to do with licensing fees. It is my recipes, and we're really going to be hitting the market with fresh food.
Well, so tell me like your one favorite thing that's
What-
coming out.
It's hard to. The sugar-free chocolates will make you want to slap your mama.
All right. All right.
They are so good, but that's just one of the good ones. The fresh homemade soups are incredible. Stuffings, dressings, jams, and of course I've had my own line of chicken, which is just incredible.
Right.
Springer Mountain, it's fed so clean. It doesn't have any antibodies. Nothing is shot into the chickens. They grow at their normal rate. And if you ever try that chicken, you really would be amazed. And of course, I've been partners with Smithfield.
Right.
Um,
Which was a little controversial. I think
yeah,
people feel like
yeah,
Smith,
well,
you know.
Yeah, you know,
there's a
that's what
concern about, you know, humane treatment of animals
Right.
in Smithfield. And was that a hard decision for you to make?
You know, it wasn't. I'm so naive, y'all. I'm really very, very naive. I think everybody thinks like me. And
They don't, Paul. I just want to let you know.
I found that
saying.
out quickly. To me, being from the South and surrounded by farmers and farmland, you know, I was always of the opinion that God put these things on this earth for mankind's survival. And I had never thought about it from another angle. So I was surprised. Like I said, I was just very naive.
All right. Now, are you still in the deal with Smithfield?
Yes, I am. But and I have my own hams.
Right.
And they're wonderful hams.
Do you
know,
worry- I mean, do
Virginia,
you
the
think-
state of Virginia, just knows how to cure and produce hams. But having said that, I do. I'm a big advocate of not being cruel to animals. I can't stand the thoughts.
Have you
of
been
that.
able to talk to the Smithfield folks at all, or gone and
Yes.
looked at facilities? And
Oh yes.
I mean, it's tough
Yes.
because we have a lot of people to feed
Right.
them, and a lot of people want those hamburgers.
Well,
So every animal,
Right.
can you do that and raise every animal humanely? I mean, it's getting to be a
and
big thing.
Yes,
so
you can.
you think so?
Yes, you can. I have toured the plants, but I have not seen where the animals are euthanized. I couldn't do that. But
I don't know that I could either. There you go.
you know, I mean, I grew
Have you ever
up.
had to kill an animal yourself?
No.
We're just going to start with the depressing stuff. We'll get to the fun stuff later, y'all. Stick with us for 1 minute.
No.
Yeah.
I have chickens. Michael and I have chickens.
Yeah.
And I said I would eat their chicken food before I would eat one of them.
Yeah. Did you
But-
name them? That's always the, you don't want to
Well,
name
one of them I named Chicken Little. She had a screwed up beak. It was like split, and I felt so sorry. Oh. And I would go
Empathy.
out and I would pick her up and I'd rock her and I'd scratch her little ears and sing her to sleep. So no, I mean,
I can't help you. Says we're going to have children out next. It's like never be on stage with an animal or a child. But yeah.
She is wanting to know when you're going to ask her a question.
I will. Oh, this is a high point of my career. So, as long as she buys a subscription to the Times. Michael, come on up. I want to know, how do you, are you a dog trainer by, I know Bobby Flay rode in on a horse, but so this is nothing. But, all right, here's Michael, everybody.
No, my husband, Michael. Y'all, Michael has lost 60 pounds.
He looks good. And you've lost like 35?
I've lost right at 40.
40 pounds, look at that.
Yay, thank you.
So y'all know that this is, in January, Paula told us all that she had type 2 diabetes. It was quite, I think it was,
I was very naive about that too, Kim.
Well, and you announced it on the same day that you announced that you were, Nardisk was your, that you were using that medication.
Right, right.
And, you know, people were quite shocked. And first of all, I want to know, so when you have the, you know, you're sitting there and you're like, okay, I'm going to tell the world that I, Paula Deen, Butter Queen, Sweet, you know, has diabetes. That's a tough thing to think about. How do you tell your public? Right. And then you announce it at the same time that you have this arrangement with,
right.
You know.
And that was why I announced.
So you did all the same. Was there anybody who thought maybe we just tell people about your health first, then we announce the sponsorship? Or, I mean,
I never thought about it that way. And I think when I tell you how it all came down, you'll understand what I'm saying. You know, when the doctor gives you news like that, that's something that you have to absorb yourself. And you go through a lot of different emotions. And I go to the doctor every 6 months. I always have since I got older. And when she told me I was diabetic, I thought, no, I ain't. Must have been that half a cake I ate last night. Because I am not diabetic. Nobody in my family's diabetic. We all eat the same way, so I don't have it either. Don't want it.
Mm-hmm. Did they call that the sugars in the South? You got the sugars?
Got the high sugar.
Got the high sugar.
Yes. So the only thing I did to help myself was I said, okay, I will give up my sweet tea, because I had ciphered out that I consumed a cup of white sugar every day just through my iced tea.
Really?
So I said, I will learn to use a sugar substitute and I'll give that up. That's all I did. And so the next 6 months, you know, I went in for my blood work and I said, well, that heifer's gonna find out I don't have diabetes. Well, that heifer told me, yep, Paula, you are diabetic, no doubt. So I had also been taking my medicine. She put me on a medication. So I said, well, it's still hard for me to believe. So there, my third 6 month
but just
checkup.
Were you really like that much in denial, or did
Yes.
you kind of back your mind? You're like,
no,
you really were just like, not going to happen to me.
No, I didn't
Paula
want,
frickin' Deen, not happening.
I didn't want it. I did not want this crap. And so here comes my third 6 month test. And she said, Paula, you're not really reacting to this medicine. I'm gonna change your medicine around, see if we can get that blood sugar down. And I finally said, well, maybe I am diabetic. And I went through all these emotions again. I went through denial, anger, fear. Because my life had finally gotten so good. And now you're saying I'm gonna have to change my life. I can't be who I am anymore. I can't be what I am. Yes, you fight that. Mm-hmm. You fight those kind of changes. And I had no solutions. I had no solutions. And y'all, on June the 19th, 1989, I took total and complete responsibility for me. I said, I will never count on a man again to take care of me. I will not count on anyone to take care of me. God gave me as much sense as he did the next fella, and I'm strong, and I'll take care of my own self. Well, for doing that, y'all, God hadn't missed a day blessing me. Not one day has he missed blessing me. And I'm a firm believer. To say I'm a real religious person, I can't say that because I don't go to church, but I'm a very spiritual person. And God, from that day forward, it's like God had me where I was supposed to be. For the first time in my life, I wasn't standing behind a door. I was standing in the opening of it. And so I really talked with my family deeply about this, and I prayed about it. And I knew that when the time was right for me to share it, that opportunity would be shown to me. I do have that kind of faith.
And so how did the opportunity present itself?
Novo Nordisk called.
There's an opportunity.
Novo Nordisk called. And they're a huge pharmaceutical company, and they are...
But how did they know? I mean, did you have somebody?
This is what I'm fixing to tell you.
All right. I'll shut up. Go ahead.
They have, as far as I'm concerned, the best medicine for type 2 diabetes out there. So they contacted Barry Weiner, my business manager, and they wanted me to reformulate some of our favorite Southern recipes and make them more friendly, remove some of the fats.
This is before they knew that you had diabetes.
Yes. So Barry calls and tells me that these people have called us, and they want me to redo recipes and work with them through the website, on the website Diabetes in a New Light. And I said, well, Barry, how do they know I'm diabetic? He said, they don't.
Amazing.
I couldn't believe it. I thought they were wanting me to push their medicine. And no, they wanted me to help them with recipes that for people out there that needed to take the sugars and the carbs out of their diet without losing the flavor. They wanted me to help them do that. And I came back to them and I said, well, I'm diabetic. And they almost fell off their purchase.
I bet.
And but like I said, with much talk with my family, with Barry, all of my team members, and prayer, I said, okay, this, I think it's getting close to me announcing this. And I went through sessions with their doctors. I learned about diabetes, something my doctor didn't tell me anything about it. She gave me my prescription and said, take your meds. Mm-hmm. And that was about the extent of what I knew about it. So at this time, I felt like I had something to bring to the table. Whereas before, all I could do is come out and say, hey, y'all, I've been diagnosed with type 2 diabetes, and kind of turn around and walk away. And I've always been, since I took responsibility for myself, I've always put myself in a position as being a problem solver. A problem pops up in my restaurant, I'm there and I can solve it. You can bet on that, I can solve it. And with this, I didn't feel like I could solve it. But now I was loaded with information. And yes, I could go out and help someone else.
So you felt empowered. You were like,
It empowered me because I learned about what I had. I learned about how many people out there have this. your age, the stress you're under, your heritage, your genes, your lifestyle, all this plays a big role. But in my way of thinking, I think age. And I was so thrilled, Kim, that I had lived long enough for this to become an issue, because my beautiful daddy was dead at 40. My beautiful mother was dead at 44. They didn't live long enough for any of this to be issues for them. So here I was, 63 years old. I was still alive. How about that crap?
I know,
And
so it's a
this was
blessing, and then you can
It is
become
a blessing.
an ambassador of sorts.
It is a blessing. So once I made a commitment to the team at Novo Nordisk, I had to make a commitment to Paula. I couldn't talk the talk without walking the walk. I was not about to pee in somebody's ear and convince them that it was really raining. I was not going to do that.
You write that down. Right.
So if I'm going to help others, I have to start with myself.
And so here you are.
And so here I are.
Now, what was you had to lose
And
weight?
I couldn't understand the haters.
Oh, people were they were up
Oh,
your
they
pant
were
leg,
so
Miss
mean.
Deen. I mean, it was
And-
really remarkable because people said, here's Paula Deen, she's been pushing, but I mean, we had a discussion about the hamburger with the Krispy Kreme
I
donut
still
bun.
push butter.
And, I mean, I'm not gonna lie to you, that was, so people thought, well, here she is doing this. And I remember last time we were talking, you said, it's entertainment, y'all. I don't eat that way every day. This is television, so get over yourselves. But people really felt like you were a certain kind of brand. You made your money off of, excessive food with lots of sugar and lots of sweets, and here you had diabetes. And so it is unfortunate. I think people jumped on you for that.
But they did. And Food Network hosts are not going to come in and intentionally make crappy recipes. They're just not going to do it.
Right, we're like,
We're going to bring you what we think tastes the best.
right.
And we certainly don't advocate that you eat that way every meal. But if you want the best, are you all right, Dumpling? You're not sleeping, are you? Okay. Are you praying for me?
Do you want to hold Lulu, the dog? Do you need a little comfort? This is a safe space, everyone. It's okay. We're
You
just
need a
having
little
some
pillow?
emotion. He's okay.
I'm sorry, I was just teasing you. I can't
He's
help
not.
it.
Guy had his eyes
I'm a
shut down
joke.
here. That's all we're saying. But young man,
Okay,
what's your
good.
name, young man? Derek had his eyes shut, and that's all I'm saying.
He looked like he was praying.
It's okay. So,
But
so but you obviously, do you worry about how are you going to change your brand then? 'Cause here
no.
you're-
And I have to say, it just about killed me when they started saying these horrible
Were
things
you reading
about
them,
me.
or were people screening it for you? You weren't online like Paula Deen diabetes. Look what they're saying
Well,
about me.
see, I'm computer pretty much illiterate.
I didn't want to bring
So-
that up.
So I don't have access like people think. So I mainly didn't know it unless one of my team members, came to me. But I know they said terrible things.
Not
and
everybody though.
No, it was a handful of people.
What do you think
that
makes
have
somebody want to
access
do that?
ink.
What do you think it is about human nature that makes somebody want to attack someone, particularly someone who's out there? You put yourself out there, you're famous, you're going to take some hits. I mean,
Oh yeah.
But what do you
yeah,
think it is that
become a target.
made somebody? Why do you think people do that?
I don't know, Kim. I think, I was such an underdog, such an underdog, and people love to root for an underdog. They love to see the person that's obvious to lose win. And then there's some people out there that love to be in the process of bringing that person down, kind of like a yo-yo act. But 2 months later, it just almost destroyed me. I wouldn't cut on my TV because I knew that I was going to be on the topic. I would be the topic of the professionals on the Today Show or Dr. Drew, and I just didn't want to hear it, you know, without me just not being able to say a thing back. But so I kind of became a hermit there for a couple of months, and I had to do my first live show out in California. And I don't, for some reason, I feel like all of y'all are my dear friends, and I don't get one bit nervous coming out here to be with y'all. And for the first time, I was scared.
Really?
I was scared to walk out on that stage. I was so nervous. I thought, what if they throw tomatoes at me, or, you know, just call me
Donuts.
horrible names?
Right.
Yes.
What did you do?
And
Did you have to really kind of psych yourself
I
up
was
to walk
scared.
out?
My heart was pounding. And I walked out, and the theater was full. It sat 2,500 to 3,000 people, and I walked out to a standing ovation.
Look at that.
Took me a few minutes to pull myself together. And I told those folks, I said, you don't know how bad I needed to be with y'all and see y'all, because the people that matter to me, they were pulling for me. They were pulling for me. They knew I didn't ask for this. But sometimes we are dealt cards that we don't necessarily like, but we have to figure out how to play them. You know, that's like that old saying, if you got a bunch of lemons, make you up some lemonade.
Not with sugar.
Not with
the
sugar,
nuts,
yes. Yes, different forms of lemonade. So,
But then from that moment on, were you back and you just like, boom, bounce back, you're good?
Those haters,
God bless them.
look in there and see if you see anybody that gives a crap.
No, I do not. All right. There you go. Nice. Well, now I just had one more. I had asked some people what to ask you, and somebody with diabetes said, you know, they can't afford the medicine that you can afford, and they were wondering if you had some tips if someone can't afford the medicine that could help them manage their diabetes.
See, and that worries me. You talked to somebody here that said that?
Well, I did on the Twitter. I did on the Twitter, and I said I'm talking
that twatting thing.
Yeah. Well, that's a different show. We're not really having that show here at the Times, but I'm gonna have to send you to Human Resources because you're making me uncomfortable. But that's
Oh,
okay.
I am?
No, I'm kidding. I'm
Oh,
just
my
kidding.
God.
So the Twitter thing, I almost said that word. The Twitter thing.
Well, isn't it called twatting?
In your day, perhaps. All right, can we bring the dog back? I'm dying up here. Come on. So
Michael, why are you wiping your head?
Anyway, so I was on the Twitter, and anyway, and I had asked people if they wanted me to ask you anything, and somebody sent me a note and said, could you just ask her if she had any solutions, because she felt she couldn't afford the medicine. And
See, that makes me very, 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 very sad. Because the medicine is not cheap.
yeah,
You go to the hospital and they charge you $24 for an aspirin.
right.
So yes, there's some things that I could say to her. A lot of people have diabetes strictly from being overweight and no exercise. And those people are very lucky in the fact that they can go on a good diet and start exercising. And so many people are able to get off their medicine. I don't think no
diet,
matter how much
exercise.
exercise I do or how good my diet is, that probably won't happen for me.
Right.
But I'll give you an example, y'all. We were working like mad on a condo there in Savannah. Monday was a week ago, and we were so busy. And a friend and I, she and I to the store to go on a power shopping spree for this condo. And so I said, well, Donna, I'm just going to go through the drive-in window at McDonald's. I said, you'll be able to get your salad, but I'm just going to have to get me a cheeseburger because I can't eat a salad and drive at the same time. So I got the little meal combo, you know, thing with the fries and the soda and all that. So, oh, it was so good. It was like out of this world. If you just had a microphone in our car, you'd have thought Donna and I was...
Not that there's anything wrong with that.
No.
I think that's, you know, it's
So
2012.
we went and power shopped for 4 hours, and Donna said, Paula. She's from Nolens, but she lived in Jersey a long time. She sounds just like somebody. Paula, can we go get a yogurt, sugar-free yogurt? I said, Donna, I
What
just
the
had...
hell kind of accent is that?
What? It's a cross between Nolens and Jersey.
All right.
And I said, Donna, I said, I had that cheeseburger and fries. Now, you know I can't go have a yogurt. She said, oh, come on, please. It's sugar-free. It's fat-free. So I go in, and she said, now put you a big fat layer of marshmallow cream on it. That's like eating divinity. Mm-hmm. Sugar water. So I said, okay. And she said, put the nuts, put the nuts. I put the nuts, put the fruit. So I got all this, oh my God. You ain't never heard such moaning in all your life. It was so incredibly wonderful. So I got home like 2.5 hours later, and I said, I'm just gonna check my blood sugar, y'all, to see what it is after a cheeseburger, fries, and a yogurt. It was 169. That was the highest I had seen it in quite a while.
Wow.
So I said, BS to this. I put on my tennis shoes. I went upstairs and got on my walker. I walked for an hour and a half. I got down on the floor, did my floor exercises, and I came back down and I said, okay, got out my little needle, checked my blood sugar. It had dropped to 73.
So exercise, just like that.
Y'all, and see, I thought that was maybe bull, you know, about them telling me that I got to walk.
Right, right.
They are telling me the truth.
Yeah. All right. I'm just going to say the medical schools are pretty good in this country. So, you know.
You know,
Yeah.
I could not believe. So how many points was that it dropped in 45 minutes?
A lot.
A lot. So you know what the moral of this story is? I'm having me another yogurt with marshmallow cream, but I'm gonna eat it on my walker.
There you go. So there's your tips for managing diabetes from Paula Deen. All right.
So see, Kim, you don't have to give up the life that you love. You can live with this. And you know, as you get older, you can't live at 50 like you did when you were 20. You can't do it. Our life evolves. It starts evolving. And the only thing we're guaranteed of is change. And there's a lot of us baby boomers out there that are being faced with these issues. Do I still eat fried chicken? I certainly do, but it's like once every 6 weeks. It's not once a week. Do I still eat a cheeseburger? Yes, I do, once in a while. I have found out that the key to this, managing this diabetes, is moderation. You have a little piece of cake, not a quarter of it. So you can live a normal life. And you know what else distressed me is everybody knows I've got it now. So people that I don't know, you know, I'll walk into a store and they'll say, Paula, how's your diabetes? And I said, very much under control. I said, how about you? Do you have it? And they'll say, yeah. Most of them will say yes. And I'll say, you're taking your meds, right? The last man that asked me that question, and I turned around and asked him that, he said, well, I take it when my feet start bothering me. I said, I'm going to give you a pants down spanking right here in this store. Now that is the simplest thing we can do for ourselves is take our meds.
Right.
I mean, that's
All right. So exercise.
as
take
long
your
as
meds.
people can get the insurance to get it.
Well, that's a whole
And-
nother.
And that makes me very, very sad.
Well, let's talk about this for a second. Let's talk about politics for a minute because that's everybody's voting for president. And are you, since we're talking about health care reform and Obamacare, where are you at on the Obamacare? Listen,
I
you brought
don't
your
know
dog
nothing
up.
about no
Anything's gone. Yeah. Health care reform, anybody?
Look at Lucy over there saying,
No. Are you saying no on the politics? Romney or Obama right now?
huh?
Romney or Obama? All right.
You know what? There was a man out there, they say he is weird as a duck. Johnny Carson. I loved him. I loved his show. And do you know, all those years, we never knew how he stood politically.
Yeah.
And that's the way I feel like about myself. I ain't nearly in his category. Not that you but that really is something that I keep to myself. Michael and I both
All right.
keep that to ourselves.
That's all.
You know, we all have the right to our own opinion.
Oh, absolutely. I just thought I'd ask. I was curious.
Well,
we're
honey,
gonna-
I won't never tell you. That's about the only thing I won't tell you.
Yeah, I noticed that. I noticed that about you. Well, let's.
I mean,
all
if I
right,
could go out and change some of the
right.
things, but I don't have that capability.
But you do have a lot of power, though. In this culture, someone like you has obviously the diabetes thing. You can get people thinking about taking better care of themselves. I mean, you
Well,
do have power.
I'm
Could you
worried-
advocate for people
I'm worried about
for more affordable health care for people? I mean, let's check your publicist.
I don't know.
Does she know? Okay.
I don't know if I could do that or not, but I'm like everybody else. I'm very concerned about the state of this country. You know, my life, I'm on the back nine, but I've got 3 grandboys and 2 more in the oven, and I am concerned of what kind of world that they're going to be coming into. I'm very, very concerned.
So if you were president, Paula Deen for president,
I'd give everybody health insurance and a job and maybe a little piece of land. And they'd have to have a fresh cake in their house once a week.
all right.
And they could have as big a soda as they wanted.
There you go. All right. Do you feel as a Southerner, I mean, do you have a pride about the South that you can articulate?
do.
And how do you place the racism and the slavery within that?
I do. You know, and it's funny. I feel like the South is almost less prejudiced because black folks played such an integral part in our lives. They were like our family. Oh. And we didn't see ourselves as being prejudiced.
Do you feel how is it now? How do you feel race relations are in the South these days?
Well, I think they're pretty good. I think they're good, but you know, it will take a long time. It will take a long, long time for it to completely be gone. If it'll ever be gone, who knows?
Right.
I think we're all prejudiced against one something or another, and I think black people feel the same prejudice, you know, that white people feel. But I have a young man in my life, and his name is Hollis Johnson, and he's black as
Hollis
that
is
board.
here, isn't he here? Does Hollis
Stand up,
travel with you?
Hollis.
Is Hollis here?
Come
Hi,
out here,
Hollis.
Hollis. We can't see you standing against that dark board.
Welcome to New York City. All right.
Welcome to the South.
Hi, Hollis.
But you know, I tell people, this is my son by another father.
Yeah.
I mean, I
There's
love
some
this
breaking
young
news.
man. I would travel to hell with him, and I know I can trust him with my life, and color ain't got nothing to do with it. It's all about what's in here.
Hollis. Thank you. Wow.
That's just the way it is.
And tell
You
me,
love somebody because of what's inside, not what's
Yeah.
outside.
tell me what else you love about the South.
I love the cooking,
right.
naturally. And, you know, I feel like I have to defend Southern cooking. I feel like I've had to defend it ever since I put myself out there. But after being able to travel around the last 10 years, I can truthfully say that we eat more veggies in the South than any other region of the country.
People are coming to see the Southern food right now is the thing all around the country, and they're seeing it's vegetables.
Yeah.
It's very agrarian.
Yes.
Why do you think Southern food's having its moment right
I
now?
think, well, because it's so dadgum good.
That's true.
I mean, it is out of this world. It's the best cooking in the world, what Mama produced. And we learned a lot about that from the blacks in the South. You know, they taught us a lot about that African cooking and incorporated it.
Well, so much of the
in
culinary
Southern
history
cooking.
of the South is
Yes,
obviously
absolutely.
those are its roots.
And I was accused more than once of being black in my kitchen, because black folks would come in and eat at the restaurant, and they said, I know good and well that's my grandma back there cooking. And, you know, somebody come tell me, so I'd have to stick my head out. And
White girl just
I'm
cooked
your
you that.
granny.
There you go. Nice.
But, yeah, we eat so many vegetables, and I don't know if the South is famous for fried chicken, and it's like that word fried. But we eat so many okra and tomatoes and peas and cucumbers, and during the summer, it's nothing for us to have a vegetable plate.
Right, right. And I think people are starting to come to see that more than just what has been sort of the urban translation of Southern food,
Yeah.
mac and cheese and fried chicken, or
Right.
you know, or barbecue
Right.
as which is its own separate sort of
Right.
thing. Everybody comes to Atlanta. I want to
Right.
eat barbecue, and I have to explain Atlanta's
Right.
not really a barbecue
Right,
town.
right. Go to
You know,
North
it's not-
Carolina.
Yeah, thank you. It's all specific.
Or
thing.
go to Tennessee.
Yeah.
Louisiana.
That's its own whole
A
nother separate
nation
thing.
all its own.
That is true. Do you like going and eating in Louisiana?
Love it.
Right, right. It's something. It's
Love
a whole
it.
nother thing.
Love me some barbecued shrimp, and ain't got nothing to do with barbecue sauce. The etouffees, crawfish etouffee, great time of day. Michael and I do love it,
Right.
but my perfect meal would be like fried chicken, mashed potatoes and gravy with fried okra. I love to get my potatoes and let them fall on my fried okra and stick, so I get both bites
Nice,
of them.
nice.
And butter beans and some rice too on top of with butter. And lace hoe cakes. Yum.
Now, what are you gonna have for
And
dessert?
biscuits.
Biscuits. Okay.
You know, I'd probably have another hoe cake with some syrup.
Yeah. Some cane syrup.
Yes.
Yeah. Nice. I'm hungry. We're gonna go eat right now.
I mean,
hope.
Southern cooking is just good, and it's honest, and it's pure, and
And it's from the table. It's about the table. You know.
and the heart. That sounds like Pollyanna too. And if y'all are ready to throw up, I'm sorry. But down south, we really do. We cook from our hearts. It's how we show our love. I know when I was raising my boys, I might not have had a lot of money to go out and buy them a toy or something like that, but I had the ability to go to the store, buy some cornmeal, a head of cabbage, and some potatoes, and that was my gift to them. That wonderful.
Beautiful.
And if you get sick in the South, you're going to get a pie. If you have a baby, you're going to get a pie. If you die, you're going to get a pie. There's definitely more green on my plate now. I used to serve down south, you know, you have your meat, we call them a meat and three.
Yeah.
You have your meat, your bread, your starch, which was either rice or potatoes, and a couple of vegetables. Well, now my plate is more veggies, and if there's a carb, it's like way down here. And I really am using moderation, but I was not willing to give up my life, and that's what had me so upset. Was I going to have to? But it just really is all about moderation and walking. You know, I'm 65 years old, so I'm not going to be doing that P290 stuff or whatever that stuff is. I ain't going to do it. But I can walk. So, and that's so good
So
for
moderation walking.
Moderation, it's moderation.
All right.
What is happening? Why all of a sudden? You know, I've been so fortunate that none of my children or grandchildren, brothers, nieces, nephews, no one has ever had any food allergies. And that has got to be so, so difficult. My second oldest grandson, we found out early on he was allergic to rice, but so far it's not been an issue, and that was a year ago, almost, 9 months ago, and it's something that he could have outgrown, but we just hadn't given him any more rice since, and I wouldn't begin to tell you, but we have, I told you, we have a food line that's coming out.
Are you doing gluten-free in the new food line?
We are gonna have some things that
Vegetable chips, gluten-free
the most
vegetable
wonderful vegetable chips, y'all.
Now, is this going to be like can I just go to the Target or the Publix and get this?
Stephen, stand up.
Steven, just real quick, you get your 10-second commercial here. Where can people buy?
This is Stephen Anulo, y'all. He's genius. His family started Tops grocery stores.
It's
Right.
in
Or y'all-
Western New York.
Where
Yeah.
can people buy the food?
Well, hopefully, we're going to be rolling it out, as Paula said, the first quarter. And we're going to be going to every supermarket chain that'll take us. And
Okay.
hopefully we'll be on shelves where everybody shops.
So just we'll be able to at the grocery stores. Okay,
Yes.
great.
And
Thank
there
you.
will be some that are in, what do you call them, tootie hootie places?
Whole Foods. No. Whole
We're
Foods
hopefully,
stores.
hopefully,
Gourmet, yay.
Okay.
yeah. And you know, the one great thing that we did with Paula is we're starting a foundation so that every
So
product that's going to be sold, whether it's in the hams that are going to be sold now, the chicken that's already being sold in the stores, and all of the new products that are going to be sold is all going to be part of a give back.
And what's the foundation gonna do?
The foundation's going to have where we're going to be giving food back to the local food banks or many other charities that the local retailers are going to want to be involved with us with.
Great.
So that we can maximize it.
Great.
But a lot of it,
And I think I'm gonna be able to hand pick some.
So there'll be some of the charities that you are support.
There's a few things that I hold near and dear to my heart in Savannah. For example, the oldest working orphanage in America is in Savannah. It's Bethesda Home for Boys.
Wow.
Yes, and Michael and I got married in that chapel out there. And, you know, I just love boys.
Right.
Love me some boys.
All right.
And, you know, I like to see that they're taken care of. And safe shelter, I want to make sure that if a woman is in danger, she has a safe place to go. And naturally, I don't want anybody to go to bed hungry. So I do a lot for the food banks. And I think when God has blessed you like I've been blessed, it's your obligation to pass that blessing on.
Amen.
When my life is over, when it's up, and if anybody brings my name up, I hope that not the first thing out of people's mouths is the word butter. But I hope it's the word hope, because as long as you got breath in you, you stand a chance. I mean, if you're willing to take risk and work hard, I'm living proof that if somebody tells you, no, you're not going to win, you can beat those odds. I'm not supposed to be here. I'm not supposed to be sitting up here. But I was willing to do what it took, and that was work hard. Thank you, and I love being with you and all of y'all. Y'all are like an electric outlet to a TV for me. You know, one's no good without the other, and y'all supply the electricity that I need to give me the energy.
Ladies and gentlemen, Paula Deen, thank you for coming.